Hey friend, thanks for watching, and make sure you hit the subscribe button and the thumbs up for more videos just like this. Let's go. It is time to have fun learning, and today I've got fun facts about the 34th President of the United States, Dwight D. Eisenhower. Starting off, Dwight Eisenhower was born on October 14th in 1890, there in Denison, Texas. An interesting fact about Dwight Eisenhower is after graduating from high school, he spent time working at a creamery and as a fireman. In 1911, Eisenhower was able to go to the United States Military Academy in West Point, New York. There he played football and graduated commissioned as a second lieutenant. Around this time, he started dating Mammy Geneva Dowd. They later married on July 1st in 1916, where he was promoted to first lieutenant on his wedding day. During this time, the United States entered into World War I. Eisenhower really wanted to go and be a part of World War I, but did not. This was because he ran a tank training center at Camp Colt in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania. Eisenhower continued to rise through the ranks, eventually attending General Staff School at Fort Leavenworth, Kansas. He graduated from there, the top of his class, in 1926. In 1942, Dwight Eisenhower was promoted to Major General and only a few months later became Commander-in-Chief of the Allied forces leading Operation Torch, which was the Allied forces' invasion of North Africa. Dwight Eisenhower was also in charge of the Allied forces going into Normandy on D-Day, which took place on June 6, 1944. Because of all his hard work, later that year he became a 5-star rank. Recognized around the globe as a war hero, in 1952, Eisenhower retired from active service and decided to announce his candidacy for the Republican Party nomination. This is where on November 4, 1952, he won the presidential election in a landslide, becoming the 34th President of the United States of America. When looking at some of the highlights from his presidency, you can't talk about Eisenhower without mentioning his Atoms for Peace speech. During this time in the world, the use of nuclear weapons was possible, and he wanted the world to use nuclear power for peace instead of war. When looking at a map of the United States today, Eisenhower impacted that as well. That is because during his term in office, Dwight Eisenhower was responsible for establishing Hawaii and Alaska as a state in the United States of America. Also during this period, there were many injustices against people of color, and Dwight Eisenhower stood up for that. In order to help improve race relations in the U.S., Eisenhower signed the Civil Rights Act of 1957, which paved the way for the Civil Rights Commission as well. If you want to talk about space, the organization that is responsible for shuttles going into outer space was signed into law by Dwight Eisenhower, establishing the National Aeronautics and Space Administration, also known as NASA. With many successes throughout his life, Eisenhower finally retired to a farmhouse in Gettysburg with his wife Mammy to enjoy life. Dwight Eisenhower died on March 28, 1969, at Walter Reed Army Hospital in Washington, D.C. after suffering from heart problems. Well, that is all from me, and I hope you enjoyed learning fun facts about the 34th President of the United States of America, Dwight D. Eisenhower. And I hope you had fun learning with F-R-E-S-B-E-R-G cartoon.